Okay, folks, car vlogging with the R8 24mm on crop mode. Okay, -1 exposure in program priority. I have the ZDO low profile tripod with the ProMaster ball head. Gives me the best stabilization. The camera's pretty straight, so it's looking good. So it's at nighttime, and I want to see if there's any overheating. Okay, and hopefully it'll get nice and cool in here, so I don't have to worry about that. What I might also do is put it in HD mode, okay? You know, 1080p. So it's in 4K 30. I might try 4K 24. They say there's no overheating at those, but I get overheating warnings, all right? I live in Texas, and it's 82 degrees outside, but it'll take a while for the car to cool off because my garage was kind of like 86, 87. So it was cooler outside than inside my garage. And I have not started the car at all today. So anyway, it's a -1. Just trying to try it. See the clouds. I was messing around with the Z8, the ZFC, and I messed up on the settings at the end. I put it 1/3 too low on the exposure compensation, so I couldn't get the clouds. But I had it matched with the, I think, was it the R10 when I was competing against? So anyway, it's 3:20 in the morning. I've done some videos today, kept messing up, and just redid some. Instead of doing the whole video over, I just added another video to correct the first one that I did. So anyway, I'm trying program priority. It's a holiday weekend, so I don't think there's going to be anybody working construction, but I do see lights on the other side. So I don't know if that's for the storefronts. I think it is, like for Jim's Restaurant and stuff like that. So I'm not going downtown or anywhere. I'm just trying a simple drive to see if there's any overheating issues. I brought my little fan too to see if that makes a difference. Baby Back Maniac pointed the fan in front where the lens is, and he says that's where the heat was. It was either at the base or where the lens was mounted. That's where it was hottest. So I'm thinking of the sensor. But anyhow, and you know what? I don't know if this is a front side or back side illuminated camera. I think it's a front side. My Z5 is a front side old type of camera, or first mirrorless cameras out. Most of them are now BSI, backside illuminated. But anyhow, enough said of that. Going 55 miles an hour. I brought all the lenses with me so I can try out different ones. So this is a 24 millimeter, and in order to bypass the engine hood, I put it in crop mode. And it's a -1 exposure. It's showing me cloud. I can see clouds barely, but it comes out pretty much on this camera, which I'm enjoying. This camera does handle flaring pretty well. Okay, so I have the RF 24 millimeter on there. So you're going to see this American flag. I think one of the light bulbs is out, but it used to shine a lot better. But you can see how windy it is. When I was out today, I didn't feel the breeze, but the camera picked it up. So I put in the Rode lavalier mic, and to reduce the noise, I got it right underneath my collar next to my throat. So I got it low on 2 on the air conditioning, and I've been recording for 6 minutes. So the test is at 4K 30, can I get it at 15 minutes before it starts overheating? Now, I've had it in the studio. I've had it on for quite a while, and it was also on iMac 2017, and I had no problems because I'm not recording to the SD card. And I want to point that out, is that I noticed most cameras, depending on what type of SD card or card format like CFS Express Type B, they give off heat, and certain cards run better without any heat. So I got a fast card, SanDisk Extreme Pro, I believe, 300 megabytes per second. It's a V90, 128 gigabyte card. It's fast in transferring, and I really have had no buffer issues when taking pics today. So I did like 6 little clips of movies with a lot of pictures of the deer, and I had it on silent shutter, which I have on now. So I don't know if that's going to affect the video part of it. I did notice some rolling shutter on some of the pics. One was 2 birds on invisible wire. I finally put it in program priority, and it caught the wire. Okay, made the sky more bluer, stuff like that. But I thought that was interesting. I'm coming up on 9 minutes. No overheat warning. Everything's looking good. Yes, those lights are purple. I know Canon, when they look at blue lights, it's purple, but no, they were purple. So I don't see any color. Well, actually, I haven't seen any blue lights. There might be some at Baverde, which I already passed, but I think they're purple also. So it's either yellow, white, or purple lights I see all the time. I haven't seen any different colors except for kind of like Christmas lights on certain fences and stuff. So I think the picture looks awesome. The way I got it pointed was half sky, half road. And I do have it on people instead of cars. I knew I forgot something. See, I moved from animals to people to cars, and I messed up. So anyway, I wonder if I can change it while I'm recording. See, key button. Where is it? No. No, that's not it either. Yep, there's your racers. So I hope everything's in focus. Everything looks good on the recording. So I took off all the information. I just had the record button, and that sometimes fools me when the overheat warning comes on. So anyhow, picture quality looks good with this 24mm, and it's an f1.8, I believe, but I don't know what the aperture is because I got it on program priority. So see, I was driving 55 miles an hour. Those guys might have been going 70. So I was the slow one. Okay, so look at this. Okay, let's see if I can change it. No. No, that's not it. That's focus. Function button. There we go. So, 13 minutes, no warning. That's like most cameras, folks. Nighttime, you have no overheating problems. I did have a problem with the Z30, but that was only in the summertime. In the wintertime, it did okay because it was cold. So I think the same thing with this camera. So I'm just driving this highway to Evans Road, just trying to see how it does. It's 3:30 in the morning. I've been excited with this camera. So I just want to say that I've had no problems in the studio on overheating. And it just goes out through the HDMI port. It worked great. When I did just short movie clips and taking pictures, no problem. Of course, I've had the dummy battery, like I have one in now, with the DC coupler. But it's wearing off my external battery or power bank. Now, I have a 110 volt and I have plugged it into the 110 volt, but that was during the daytime. I decided to use the power bank because I just walked to the neighborhood next to ours where there's a whole bunch of deer, and I used 3 lenses. I used the 28mm to begin with at the start, then took the 100 to 400mm out, and then I ended up with the 16mm for kind of like the last moment vlog where I set it on the picnic table and talked to it. The only thing I forgot to do was I used the internal microphone in the camera and it picked up all the wind. So that's why I'm using the lavalier. I did use the Rode wireless mic one time, went downtown, and I went toward the or the Tower of Americas, okay, at the Hemisphere Plaza for World's Fair of 1968, you know, in San Antonio. And what I found out was there was a radio station broadcast from that tower. It was like a top 100 or whatever, and it interfered with my recording. So I was competing against the top 100 songs with my voice, but I didn't know about it because the camera I was using didn't have a headphone, and I usually don't wear headphones, especially when I'm driving. So I just look at the volume bar, see if it's working. And I made a couple of mistakes this past few weeks because on one of the programs I was using, I was getting an echo, so I turned off the volume on the cameras, and then when I went to use them, I didn't have any sound. So I had to play Jonathan Anderson's, from his Lake Notes album, of his music, and I got like, majority liked it, other people didn't like it. I have one guy that wants to hear me all the time, and if I don't speak, he unsubscribes, then he checks to make sure that I speak again, or talking on my videos, and then he subscribes. And then you get your people that have to make bad comments, and you get those people, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, their opinion. So how does it look? Okay, 18 minutes, folks, and the camera is pointing to the right. Okay, I just want you to know that. And that's one thing about this thing. So let me unlock this. I don't know what it is. Okay, now it's pointing right, or a little bit to the left. I can't get it right, folks, I'm sorry, but that's okay. It's looking good. 19 minutes, no overheat warning. Go figure. So if it doesn't overheat inside, it'll overheat in the direct sunlight, and that's with any camera, all right? I am using a dummy battery, okay? I trust dummy batteries, either plugged in through the outlet or through this DC coupler, and I've had no problems. No problems at all. With any batteries, you charge, and then they discharge, and then you charge again. they eventually wear out. So that's why I go with the dummy batteries, because I don't have to worry about that. So this 100 watt I've used for 2 hours, and it's at 70%, which is pretty good. So I get about 8 hours probably, if I'm lucky. I do have the LCD screen on full high, so I can see it during the daytime. I have to get used to, since it doesn't have a joystick, to touch the back screen or LCD screen for focusing. And I failed to do that because I had the LCD screen closed while I was looking through the viewfinder. So that was, you know, when you get a new camera, they're all built differently. And, you know, I'm used to Nikon. Dealing with Sony, got that almost mastered. The best setup I've liked was on the, I think it was the Z50, because even on part of the LCD screen, you had your magnification and minus, all right, and you had something else which I can't remember, but you can do everything with your right hand. So you can play videos, you can use a trash can, you name it, you could do it with your right hand. So you just concentrate with your left hand holding it. I got me the small rig cage with the wooden handle to steady that, because it didn't have any IBIS. And what I was making some comments today was, you increase the shutter speed, you know, and then you don't really have to worry about the IBIS. And if there is some lens stabilization, well, that will work with any camera. And most cameras are doing that, where they don't have an IBIS built in. They just have digital stabilization, but the stabilization are in the lens. And I think it's cheaper that way than in the camera. I don't know. You would figure the other way would be better, because it gets expensive for each lens, but I don't know. Anyhow, how does the video look? 23 minutes? No problem. 24 millimeter. What do you think? Now I got the air conditioner on 2. I'm going to put it down to 1 so you don't hear it. See, when you're driving, you don't hear it, but sometimes, you know, the microphone can pick up some things that I don't hear. And that's what I have to watch out for. So this is Bavaria Road. And there's the purple lights underneath the overpass of 1604. Oh, wow, look at that. So let me see if McDonald's is open. You know, it's a holiday today. I just wanted to see how this video is doing. So 24 minutes, folks. Let me see if there's any cars for McDonald's. I want a Frappy Mocha, and they look like they're closed. But I do see some cars. Well, IHOP's open. It's probably closed.
Welcome to McDonald's. Hello, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. We're currently closed due to maintenance.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. You have a good morning.
You too. Yeah, I thought they were closed. Okay. Yeah, it was hot and humid out there. It's 82 degrees. Okay. And so anyway, at least he answered me. I like that. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the hot air that I loaded in. I don't want to spoil the air conditioning or the recording. Now, another tip I've learned is that when you're at stopped for a while, like at a train stop and stuff like that, your camera may overheat. I've noticed that with while you're driving, there's better air circulation inside the cab. So when you come to a stop, you lower it, but if you're here for a while and then the sun comes out, you may have some overheating issues. So here I am recording for 26 minutes, and for Baby Back Maniac, I'm going to send him a link if I can get more than an hour with this camera. And shoot, maybe the secret is we have to move from Texas and go to Canada. Then you don't have to worry about any overheating problems. Okay, I don't see any clouds. You know, it usually gets dark, but I see some clouds. But get back on the highway. So see, nobody is up. So it looks crystal clear. I'm liking it. Of course, I don't have it focused on any automobiles, but there's no automobiles to focus on. So maybe, hopefully the signs and everything else is in focus. The only problem is with the volume, it's really in the center of the what I'm trying to record. So let me hit the button. There we go. Yeah, it looks good. And looks like the camera's going to the right again. I don't know what it is with this ball head. I mean, it's stable. Don't see it shaking. It's very steady. Okay, so it's not going to tip over or fall. But it kind of moves to the right. So, you know, it should be something like this. Okay? But it's like that. So, I don't know. But the secret is see if it can read the sign. Green Mountain, Ecodocious. Yeah, did. I love this right here. We see all the city lights from this hill. We're at the northeast side of 1604. It's looking good. Turn up the air conditioning just in case. Alright. Put it down to 2. And I'm going to slow down the car. It's supposed to be 55 miles an hour. Got it at 50. Alright, it's at 55. So it's looking pretty good. I'm going to go over here. Because it's rough over there on that side of the road. No cars are behind me. And plus the fact that you get, since it's kind of pointed to the right again, you get more of the action. So I did have it point to the left, folks. And it ends up pointing to the right. You know, with this ball head. I have used the ZDO one, which is excellent, but it shakes just a little bit more than this ball head right here. So you get like a more of a bumpier ride instead of a cushion. So you see how you barely can see on the left-hand side of the road? That's a no-no. So, you know, another correction is needed. So you can see all the work that they're doing. I'm seeing the equipment, so I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're going to build the towers over here, you know, for like the overpass or what. Okay. So I'm going to do something that, see, this camera keeps going to the right, folks. And that's because the tripod. I'll be darned. Tripod was loose or something. All right. Yep. Fell off. Okay. Oh, shoot. So I'm going to have to fix this again. And instead of getting on the highway like I planned to, I'm going to have to go to the mall. So you see the problem I'm having? I'm holding the camera as steady as I can. And instead of getting on the highway like I planned to, I'm doing this. Isn't that something? What is the problem here? So I'm going to go into this part where Academy and Costco is. Go to kind of like the gas station. It says do not enter. Yeah, I'm going to enter anyway because I got to fix my lens. Oh, in one way, out the other. Okay, I'll do that. Probably, yeah, it's all out of service. That's all right. Okay, let's fix this camera. What is the problem? Okay, tight now. All right. Turn down the air conditioning. The noise. Okay. A little bit crooked. There we go. Straight. All right. Hopefully that fixes it, okay? Info. Q. Yeah, see, you really can't do anything while you're recording. But, Baby Back Maniac, Justin, guess what? It's getting on 38 minutes. And it's recording pretty good. I've never seen Costco empty before. Yeah, you can see all the construction here. So this is a -1 exposure, okay? It's a little bit straighter than it was before. No, I haven't been to Cheddar's. I think I went to Cheddar's one time, but I can't remember it. There's Furniture Row. Suite. So they got a couple of hotels here besides some car dealerships. Oh, long street. I don't want to get down this one. I want to go on 1518. I usually go behind, you know, with the Audi and the Honda. But it's looking good, right? 39 minutes. Yep, there's Evans Road. Right here. But I'm going to go straight. I'm going to take 1518. In fact, I'm not. I'm going to go straight. And once again, it looks like the camera is leaning to the right, or pointing to the right, okay? But I want to get an hour of recording at least with this camera to prove a point. Oh, I got a green light first. Okay. Yeah, there's a guy dropping off a car. So it's looking pretty good. Flaring's not too bad. And with the program priority, I didn't want to mess it with the manual part. So a lot of people, they would rather have the round dial, because the kind of like the thumb dial, or the kind of like the blade type, kind of like a propeller type, whatever, to lock this thing down. It's hard on the fingers, and plus when you're trying to move the tripod or battery or whatever on the ball head, it's hard to do. So what I'll do is I'll get in the center lane. That way you get a little bit more what's going on to the left, even if it's an island with trees and lamps. But this is a nice drive. So this way you can look at the dark, the lights. See, the flaring is pretty well controlled, okay? Now, 4K 60 on any camera will overheat. That's the norm. You can probably get 15 minutes if you're lucky. I doubt if you can get 30 minutes. Now, some cameras that have a fan to it should be no problem, like the G8.6, and I don't know about the FX30, but notice that's a pretty good deal. Yeah, Savannah Drive. Okay. Yeah, 30 miles an hour. So, this is the problem I'm having, okay? Is this tripod, I don't know if this is the right ball head for this tripod. But anyway, this is what I want to see done. Get it on tight as possible. Now let's see what happens. So it's straight right now, okay? And it might be pointing a little bit to the left, but I don't care. Let's see if it stays where it's supposed to. It may be a little bit crooked, pointing down. Sorry about that. You know, that's the only problem I hate with the ball heads. The only other thing is trying to find some tripod, tabletop, where I can move the back legs up or make them short or whatever. But then you get more shaking in the camera. So it may be a little bit crooked, higher on the right, lower on the left. Sorry about that, but when you test out your cameras, this is how I do it. So I enjoy the driving. And the best time to do it is at nighttime when everybody's sleeping. That's the way it is. Less people on the road, more things you can do. So this looks a little bit better. So after this drive, I'll see if this works out pretty good, because still pointing to the left, even if it's down a little bit. Canon does have a feature where they can make things straight. It's an auto leveler, but I have not found it on the menus here, you know, on this camera. So I have to look at that. I had it on the R7. I didn't even look for the R6 Mark II. So I have to do that also. So we're at 3009. Walgreens to the right. And it's still pointing to the left. So I didn't have it locked down all the way. And it is crooked. Sorry. So I don't have it on, I'm hoping it's in focus, okay? I don't have it on cars, which I should have done. And if I do some finger pointing to the cars, it's going to track those cars. So I got really on the wrong autofocus thing. But I still don't want to change the recording time, because it's coming up on 50 minutes. No overheating warning. And I got the air conditioning on 1. Number 1 setting. So I'm not freezing my buns off yet, but it's cool in the cabin, and the outside temperature is down to 81 degrees. There's a quick trip. See what their gas is. 327 to match no, HEB Plus is 325, but the Valero at Circle K is at 327. So, 3 different gas stations. And I'm going to make a left up here. Everything looks pretty good. I mean, the camera's not shaking or anything, all right? What was bothering me was it kept moving to the right, and then something got so loose that I had to hold the camera. And the problem is I don't bring my leveler with me, or I could make the camera straight as possible. But anyhow, just have to deal with it. Just think of the old Batman movie, where the bad guys are always at an angle, where the floor was higher on one end and lower on the other. See Jack Gorman as the Riddler and Cesar Romero as the Joker. And, oh, who was it? The Catwoman. She was also on Petticoat Junction, I believe. You know what? I'm going to go straight. I don't want to go down Church Road. Could fix this though. There we go. Straight. That's straighter, folks. All right. That's a beautiful picture. 52 minutes, 30 seconds. Oh, it's gorgeous. Crystal clear. Isn't that a beautiful shot? This is a -1, folks, okay? I could put it at a -2. I am going to go to Evans Road, go up and down, and test out the lights, and I'll do the exposure. So usually when I start doing exposure and stuff, that's when the camera starts overheating. Because, you know, I lower the exposure compensation or turn some dials. But this is program priority, and I'm going to keep it there. But you can see how bright it is to the right. So I think it needs to go to a -2. Might do that at the stoplight if I can stop. I've been getting most of the lights anyway. So it's 4:12 in the morning. I might go home and take a shower and shave. Go downtown at sunrise. This is Evans Road. This is where I want to go. Okay, let's mess with the exposure. -2. Everything looks fantastic. All right. So the ZFC with the 27mm f1.7 look great in the city. With this lens in the crop mode, it looks fantastic. I can uncrop it, but then I would have to stop the recording. But anyway, look at that. The lights are pretty well controlled. -2 might be the ticket. I got it on Old Faithful, not 10-bit, not, you know, it still looks good, okay? I'm happy with the video. I'm really happy that it's not overheating. So let's look at this truck. See, you don't want the headlights to become one, and then they separate at the as it goes by you. You want it separate all the way. It might need a -3, and I'll try that now. Doesn't go any further, folks. There it is, a -3. And that may be too dark, okay? But it's basically what I'm seeing right now, except that it can go up, I think, a third, 2 1/3, yeah. Okay, so let's look at this River City LCD screen for the church. Is it crystal clear? Looks like it is. So I'm at the 57th minute, folks. What do you think? No overheating warning. 4K 30 IPB. I'm at exposure compensation at -2 1/3. 2/3. Let's do one more. Now it's 2 1/3. Does it look better? Okay, I got one more test up here at the stoplight. I'll go to the cul-de-sac. All right. The last test would be at my entrance to where I live, and look at the fence. Okay. This is 2 1/3, -2 1/3 exposure compensation. That's the only thing I can change on this mode, program priority mode. And it's looking good. I think it's just right. It's what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's looking good. And the camera is staying. I just, well, it might be pointing to the right again, but it might be the tripod moving. I don't know. Looks good. And it might be the way that I, made it straight. So, anyway, we're at the cul-de-sac. The light looks pretty tamed, okay? So let's look at this no trespassing sign. Or no dumping. No trespassing, no dumping. Okay? You can read the sign, right? All right. Enough of that. See the clouds? All right. Let's do something here. Let's do the exposure. Zero. Now you can see the clouds, okay? But it's bright. That's what I'm saying. I think it's too much light, but what do I know? So I'll leave it at 0. We're going to come up on the last test. And it's been 1 hour, folks. No overheating. Isn't that something? I can move my autofocusing to the left a little bit, though. See, I think the road is too bright. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. Look at that, I've been getting green lights all the way. Isn't that something? All right, so you can see the fence pretty good, okay? This is at 0. Here's the last test. One-third, 1, -1. -2. Yeah, I'll put it at -1. I'm happy with that. So the way I look at it also is look at these houses with the lights. Do they kind of match, or are they too bright? You know what? -1 is the ticket. I think it's exactly what I'm seeing. I thought -2 would be, but I can deal with -1, okay? A little flaring. It's pretty good. So, with an external power bank, a DC coupler with a USB-C connection to a dummy battery, I've gotten over an hour of recording with no overheating issues at all. Okay? The video looks fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, I do these little tests while I'm driving, and I've gone a long way. Probably driven about 25 miles, something like that. But anyway, you can see the different lights in the neighborhood. Some people think I'm in, what is it? Kind of like a neighborhood watch. Way I drive around this neighborhood, up and down the streets, and look at the lights and stuff. In a way I am, but I don't see any deer. My mailbox was broken into, or our neighborhood mailbox. They still haven't fixed it. So I'm just adding some more time. I'm driving slow. I got the air conditioning on the first level, and everything's looking good. Isn't that something? -1 exposure compensation. You can see some lights in the tree. You can see how bumpy this road is. Oh my goodness. I got some ground movement here. I'm glad I don't live on this street. Man, this is worse than Retama Park. Okay, so I like this house right here. With all the lights and stuff. I think that's gorgeous. The lights on this trees also, on this corner, I love. But usually I see the deer right in this area. So there's a gate to the right in the neighborhood where they come through all the time. So I don't see anything at this house. So when I make another right, I'll be coming to my street, and there's usually the 2 babies and the mother at that house. So at this house, they usually see the deer, but I don't see them unless they're sleeping. Anyhow, this road is a lot better than the ones that we're driving on. So if you like this type of content, please give me a like, subscribe. Any questions, put it down in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and until next time, I will see you then. Goodbye. I gotta put some more trash out and recycle. Okay, here we go. Any focused breathing? I don't think so. Everything looks fantastic, folks. All right, garage door open. Everything looks fantastic. All right. Drive there. Hopefully moved in front enough. Yeah, I did. Okay, bye folks.